let's talk about the receiving yards here, and I'll just go right down the list. Cole Beasley leading the way with 11 receptions, 98 yards, the elusive 2 yards, of course, there's just not there. Of course, he wouldn't get 100. Then after that, Emmanuel Sanders, 5 catches, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stefon Diggs, 6 catches, 62 yards. Dawson Knox, 4 yards, 4 receptions, 49 yards, and a touchdown. Ooh, big game for Knox. Moss, 3 yards, 31. 3 receptions, 31 yards, 1 touchdown. Gabriel Davis, the lone 1 catch for 23 yards. Tommy Sweeney got out there for 2 receptions for 2 yards. So one step at a time, quite literally for him. And yeah, that was about it. And that weird Devin Singletary pass for 0 yards on the 4th down conversion. So, I already mentioned Cole Beasley clearly was a focal point of today's offense, and I was pleasantly surprised, I guess, to see him at the top of the list, because when I was watching this game, I definitely saw his name pop up a lot, but I guess he kind of got overshadowed, in my opinion, by Dawson Knox and Emmanuel Sanders because they got the touchdowns. Mainly Dawson Knox for me, just because I was not expecting this man to get that touchdown, and he might have got away with a little push-off, but, whatever. It was still a phenomenal catch, and, Sanders had a great day. 2 touchdowns, sign me up, and like we said, it was the off-script roll out to the right, classic Allen, and just in general, I'm just so happy with this wide receiver performance, except for one person, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, so for me, this is kind of the game that I was waiting to see from Josh, and I think what made him so successful last season is this was like the quintessential take the profits, take what the defense is giving you, and just keep moving up and down the field. And there was a couple shot plays, and the one he missed to Diggs, he was running wide open. He got hit on the play. I think it was probably a pass interference too. But what we saw kind of in the last couple weeks is he was kind of chasing those plays and not really moving on from them as much. And personally, 6 catches, 62 yards feels like a quiet game for Diggs. But Diggs is going to have his games where he eats. And what I like about this kind of distribution is you got 8 different guys with catches, all making impacts. And seeing Sanders, seeing Beasley, seeing Knox, that's Josh getting to his second, third reads and finding the sweet spots. So I think the more games you see broken down stat-wise like this, the more success the team will have this year.
Yeah, spread out the ball, and I love what you said about Diggs, and, pay all the, defenses out there, keep doubling Stefon Diggs. That just leaves one-on-one matchups for everyone else out there. If that's what you want to do, fine. And this game, it felt like they were able to capitalize on those opportunities, as you just mentioned, because we had 7 other receivers get out there and get open and catch some passes. So I'm pretty happy with the player Stefon Diggs has evolved into to draw that double coverage, because it just means that, hey, defensive coordinators are going to the board like, we got to watch 14. And not you, Justin, because I see you wearing a jersey 14 there, but
dig it.
Yeah. Oh, dig it. Oh, okay. Yeah,
this is my custom-made Diggs jersey after it was
a Fitzpatrick.
It was a Sammy, a Fitz, a Joe Webb. It's had many names on it.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't have been upset if it was a Fitzpatrick jersey. I don't hate him, but. And, what a shame that we couldn't even see him out there today, but, whatever. And yeah, like I was saying, defensive coordinators are definitely going up to their drawing board and saying, like, hey, we got to watch out for Stefon Diggs. Game plan around him. Or, hey, we got to watch out for Cole Beasley and Diggs. So they'll just bracket those guys off, and we've already seen that. And I think we saw it the most in the Miami game. That means other weapons have to step up. So you saw Knox catch a touchdown in that Miami game. What happened in this game? Knox caught another touchdown. And one weapon that hasn't really stepped up, which I had hoped that it would, or they would, is Gabriel Davis. I don't know what's going on with them, and I don't know if it's that ankle injury that he had, but it's clear that he's not getting targets out there. So I don't know if you have any insight on that, but what's going on with our man Davis?
I wouldn't really call it insight. I will start by saying the one catch that he did have was a beautiful little catch and run on, I think it was 3rd and 15, deep in our own end there, and he picked up 23 yards. But yeah, Davis is definitely somebody that I've been hoping to see more from, and I feel like we saw this last year too when he was playing a bit injured and just wasn't as effective. For me personally, if he's got something lingering with the ankle that he's not really feeling full go, and it doesn't even happen to be because we're playing the Texans this week, I would say it for any week. If he needs to kind of shut it down for a week to make sure he's right. This is a team that we expect to be able to make a deep playoff push. So I don't want to see him trying to do too much at the beginning of the season and really have this drag on. If you got to shut him down for a week or two, then do that. Excuse me, do that. But for me, if they're saying he's good to go, then my question ends up being, well, where is he in the offense? I know he's kind of a fourth mouth to feed, but we saw him thrive in that role last year. So I would like to see just how healthy he is, and if he's not, feeling 90-95%, I would like to see him sit down for a week.
Hypothetical situation. Let's say Gabriel Davis has to sit out for like 2 to 3 weeks. Do you put him on IR and bring up Marquez Stevenson, activate him, insert him in the offense, and we'll definitely get to McKenzie's woes in the return game, but would you do that? Would you swap them for IR spots if
Davis had something going on that he needed a few weeks? Yeah, I'd play that game.
I'm saying if he didn't need that right now, as Brandon Bean or whoever has the say, someone comes up to you from your staff, they go like, hey, let's shut down Davis, but let's bring Marquez Stevenson up. He's got the speed as a wide receiver. He's definitely healthy now. And, McKenzie has been a little inconsistent in the return game. Do you make that switch?
If it's a 1-for-1 swap with Gabe Davis, no. If Gabe Davis can be out there and healthy, I think he kind of brings a little bit of a different dynamic to our receiving core that we don't really have in the other guys. A little bit more size, a little more on like the. It has a lot to do with him being the fourth receiver, but when the play breaks down, coming back and making those types of plays, for as much as I really want to see Stevenson on the field and what he can do this year, and I think he will get an opportunity in one way or another by the end of the season. All we really know about him right now is he's a 6th-round pick, shiny new toy, and we've seen Gabe Davis prove a little something in a year, and it's just not a formula that I really care to mess with too much in season if it's a 1-for-1 swap.
Right.